Hello friends and welcome to my channel. This is day 19 of the 100-day project, which I titled the Art Project Challenge because that's what I'm doing or using it for. So if you've been following along for the last 18 days, you will notice that I use 10 minutes every day to do a short art meditation, and the limitations that I set on myself is that time frame of 10 minutes. And I also am working on these small 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter cards, which is watercolor paper. And in episode 1, I basically use an A4 sheet of paper that I activate with some graphite, with some oil pastel, just doing some lines just to activate the paper and to give me a starting point, either a color scheme or just some movement on that little piece of paper that will spark some inspiration and intuitive art a little bit later. So that is then what I come to every morning. I draw one of these cards, I sit down, I set a timer for 10 minutes, and I create 9 cards with a specific medium. Now, the first sort of set that I did, what did I do with that? I must look at them again. Oh, yes. We played with acrylic inks and then we created an art installation with those 9 days worth of art. And that's what I'm going to do with this, which is my second basically set of 9 cards. So I played with oil pastel on these, and one of the things that I've observed with my little journey is that like the first few cards feel very stiff. It's like you get into the medium and the time is running out. So you've got that little bit of stress that is happening in your mind. But then I just remind myself to just stay present with it. It's not gonna, change any world problems, but that's not the point why I'm doing this. This is a mindfulness exercise, and I use it to sort of just stretch my imagination a little bit and just get into a specific medium and see what it can offer me. What's its benefits? What is the pros and the cons of that medium, especially in a time restraint? And today, as I look at these beautiful 9 pieces of art, I'm actually blown away with what it is creating. So today, we're going to install this on a beautiful piece of rice paper that's got some beautiful gold filaments in it. And I know this paper is very thin, so when I take this to a frame, I will add another piece of black paper or cardstock behind it just to secure it and give it some strength. But I do like those little glimmer of gold, and I've got this rice paper. I got it at the end of last year, actually the end of the year before that, and I never got around to using it. And for this art project, I feel that it's just the perfect sort of finish. Now, with my first sort of attempt, that was really just playing and seeing where this is going to go, seeing that we're going to do a whole 100 days of this. I did randomly just stick things on there, which in the end I do regret, in the sense that some of them were a little bit skew and whatever, but it's okay. It's an experiment. I learned something from it, and it was a very nice journey with that, and there's still nothing wrong with it. I can always just take it off and stick it on again before I frame it. Also, my cardstock, if you know me and my measurements, it wasn't exactly 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter. It was sort of just I'm terrible at measuring, people. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to attempt to just see where is the middle of this paper. So it is 21, so it would be 10 and a half. I just want to give myself a point so that I know where the middle is. Because if I place the first one, the first little card on there, then it should make my life easier. I'm really a very lazy math person. I'm gonna have to see. This is almost 30 centimeters. So the middle is about 15, but take off a few. So it's roughly about here. I just want to determine sort of the middle. I'm very lazy with math. It's okay. Math is not my thing. Art and intuitiveness is my thing. So we'll start there. So I've already arranged my little cards here on my palette. I played with them this morning already because that's another thing in my previous episode. I just randomly stuck things on there. And later when I sort of sat and really stared at it, I wish I rearranged them slightly differently. So I will revisit that first installment at a later date. But I do sort of like how this is sitting and the story that it's telling me. So I'm going to just use my ordinary glue stick here. Nothing serious. Now I can't press too hard on these little cards because of the texture. If I can just bring this maybe a little bit closer for you guys. There's beautiful texture with the oil pastel. It had some time to cure. So I'm basically going to start there. And this particular day was really a breakthrough for me because I feel like I saw something in the shape and it turned out rather beautifully. I didn't know that day that I was going to create this eye, but when I saw the cardstock, my mind immediately went to, oh, that looks like a body or a head or a bodice. And as I played in the sort of session, this eye came forward and I was just like blown away, and it turned out rather well. So I'm just going to try my utmost best here just to stick this down as straight as I possibly can muster. Straight is not my forte. Okay, let's do the friend. And these two are the last two sessions that I did. And you can see it became more complex and intricate, and there's a lot more going on in this little canvas. So I just want to grab some glue on the corners there just to stick it down nicely. And I'm going to make the spaces between my cards not so big. I'm going to have them a little bit closer. Let's say almost 5 millimeters loosely. But if rulers and perfectionism is your thing, I encourage you to embrace it, please. There's a space for all of that. Let me have a sip of tea. I sort of advocate not to aim for perfection, but to try to aim for excellence. And maybe that is a little bit of a different word that I choose, but I feel the energy of that is slightly different. Perfectionism is something for computers and robots and printing machines. Art, on the other hand, is man-made, it's human-made, and yes, we can have equal, boards of paper and all of that. I totally agree. So what I did do is I did cut some of these, and I must just remember how I placed it now. And I tried to recut them so that they are more closely the same size. But you can see this one is like a millimeter bigger, but it's not important. Again, my focus on this 100-day project is just to encourage you guys to get into a creative practice and to just play with something small, something not too serious, because when we create space for ourselves to have a creative practice, and we do something that's maybe not so overwhelming. It's not like a huge painting that's going to take a lot of time and dedication to finish. We are more likely to continue with that practice and just have fun and give yourself permission to display, express yourself, maybe have a bit of a mindfulness moment. It's the same as making a mindful cup of tea in the end then, really. But the impact that it has on your well-being and the personal growth that happens because of it. Because there's a payoff. At the end of every 9 days, there's a payoff. You come back to this beautiful little artwork that you can create, or maybe you make something like a birthday card, or you make little gift tags out of these, whatever end sort of destination arrives for the art. That is really just all options open for you, and you don't have to share with anyone. You can just create this for you. It's totally okay to be a bit selfish in that regard and say, okay, I'm not creating art for others. I am creating, however, art for myself. And that's a very good place to start, I think. Because once we create art for ourselves, and we can begin to appreciate the art that we create, that we birth, it will come to a stage, I believe, in your life where you are ready to share that with others, because it is like your own footprint, it's your own fingerprint, it's your own iris. It's unique to you. There's no one else on the planet that has exactly that. Your unique footprint, fingerprint, your unique presence. I just love the impasto feeling of this little card. So it becomes something nice, and when we give of ourselves in this way, it's something precious. I know that a lot of us have art trauma from our youth and from our childhood, because when we came into this world, we were all artists. You were handed a box of crayons and a piece of paper, and with glee, you engaged with that and you expressed yourself. And at some stage of the journey, usually around puberty, we develop shame and we start to feel shy, and we begin to compare ourselves with our peers. And maybe somebody had an opinion, a teacher, a parent, a grandparent, or even a friend, and that opinion hurt your feelings, and you started to look at what others were doing, and you're going, oh, mine doesn't look like theirs. It's not supposed to. But instead of reminding yourself that you are not here to become a replica of others, what we unfortunately do is we withdraw and we sort of close down our creative right brain because of that trauma and because of that shame and that whole experience. And it's so sad, because at some stage, I wish that everyone will just remember that we are all artists, and it is our creative faculty that connects us with the universe, with the divine, and with each other. Because in our creativity, we find solutions, we find solace, we find answers, we find understanding. So if you have some unanswered questions that you sit with, that you ponder with, I have found that making art and journaling is two of the most profound therapeutic things that you can engage with. Being creative in any way, shape or form, whether it is that you bake a cake, or you do gardening, or you knit something, or you play with paint and oil pastel and paper, it really doesn't matter. Anything creative engages you with your creative right brain, and it connects you with your intuitive higher self. And I feel that is where the disconnect lies with a lot of us. We don't know what our purpose are, we don't know why we are here. We are bogged down with the rat race of Monday to Friday, running to the office, fulfilling everyone's wishes and expectations and demands. And we are trying to be good people. We're trying to be nice to everyone and kind and try to make everyone feel loved and incorporated and part of the family, right? And that takes a lot of energy out of us. So my question to you is, what do you do to fill your cup? And what do you do to just build on your own personal resilience and realize how resilient you can be? And I find that creating art and making beautiful art like this sometimes is just the key that we needed to unlock our own personal potential and discover your life purpose and find answers within yourself of those deep, deep questions that you wish everyone else would tell you what the answer is all about. But we have to learn to trust ourselves, and I think an art process is to do exactly that. You learn to listen to yourself, because even if you make a mistake on paper, it's not that impactful. You learn something from it and you move on. But when we make mistakes in life, it can cost us dearly. And how many times have you been in a situation where you say to yourself, I knew it. I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to my gut feeling, but I ignored it and I listened to the guidance or counsel of a friend or a family member, and against my better knowing, I actually did that, and now I wish that I followed my own guidance. How many of you have done that in the past, right? So an art process is really a place where you learn to trust yourself, to listen to yourself, and to follow your own intuitive guidance, listen to your gut feeling. And the reward comes when you create something beautiful like this and you go, I'm glad that I did that and that I listened to myself. And this is, the reward that you get out of it is to create something beautiful like this. This is just beautiful. I absolutely love how it came together. It's quirky. It's not perfect. I mean, you can clearly see that this little card is the smallest. I don't care. For me, it is a triumph in my own personal creative practice. It is a hallmark moment in the sense that with every sort of finished work of art like this, where I bring a collection together of 9 days of mindfulness, of being kind to myself, of practicing self-love, self-acceptance, self-wisdom, it is a reward, and it also creates excitement for the next 9 days that lies ahead. And I really wish that everyone will experience that and feel that for themselves, because it's truly an amazing thing when you realize that you are an empowered being, that you are unstoppable, and that you have a purpose to be here, and you can find meaning in every little aspect of your life and use it as a stepping stone to rise above our challenges and to become the masters that we are supposed to be of our lives, because we are the captain of our own life cruise, if I can put it like that. You decide in which direction to take your life. And this is for me a snapshot really of every day of the last 9 days and what I've been processing. And it in a way represents choices, conversations, moments that I had. And I think it all came together for me with this eye and just realizing that, we are not alone and we have this constant companion with us, and it's called your higher self. So, anyway, this is day 19, and I'm going to just continue with this 100-day process. So, you are welcome to join me. and share your progress art with us on the Creative Heart group. And it's really just fun to see what we can get into when we give ourselves permission to play. So, the next 9 days, what have I decided? I have decided to play with my pencils. Now, this is a medium that I don't use a lot, but I've got this set of pencils. I've got 3 sets of pencils. I got this as a free gift after the art, paint that I ordered. This is a watercolor pencil set that's really just a playful thing. And here is another set of pencils. So I'm going to sharpen my pencils. I'm going to activate another page of watercolor paper, and I'm going to activate it using watercolor. Just to give myself again some line, some shape, some color to initiate that 10-minute moment. And for the next 9 days, I'm going to be playing with my pencils and just see what I can create with those. And at the end of those 9 days, I will bring them together like this in a similar kind of collage. So I hope you will join me, like this video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, because I have so much to offer you as a creatively fit coach. And at the same time, I want you to check out my Patreon channel, because with my patrons, I go so much deeper. At the present moment, we are busy painting the seahorse. Forgive my bumping of the camera. I just want to bring my reference material forward. With my patrons, at the present moment, we are painting in acrylic, and we are exploring the beautiful symbology of the seahorse and how that can relate metaphorically to our life, so that we can grow, we can become better parents, and we are grounded in our own truth and wisdom. So that is what this sort of journey is all about. So do check it out on my Patreon. Even here on my channel, I do offer some of the episodes for free, so you can get to know me and see my teaching style. And just get involved in my creative community. And we're going to use 2025 to shed our own creative skin, and we are going to grow in our own personal resilience. And by the end of this year, you're going to look back and you're going to go, wow, I have created so much that I realized that I am the true artist of my life. And that is the ultimate realization that I want you to have. So thanks for watching and for tuning in. I don't share so much with the daily little meditation. I really just dive in there, set the clock, and I put some beautiful meditative music on for you guys to enjoy. And I do edit it down so that you basically get the core of that session in a video, because life is so busy, right? And then I sort of discuss everything every 9th day or every 10th day, when I sort of bring everything together in a beautiful collage. So I'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned. Bye bye for now.
You